G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a Bren Mark 1. This particular weapon hails from the upcoming Fallout London quest mod, which will send you to London. This will be presumably one of the weapons you may find inside it. So what we are looking at here is just an LMG thing. It's got custom animations because the magazine is on top because, you know, they've got to have it upside down. That's a reference to Australia. We've got the Union Jack in our flag still. 1/4 of it, but, you know, the Brits like to let us know every now and then that we are still a colony of the Great Britain, so that's cool. And you'll note that the textures on this actually look really good. Like, these are really good. The wood furniture, I think, looks really good as well. Now, this is pretty interesting because the mod itself is not actually that big. Another interesting thing about this is it's got barely any customization at all. It's got all of these attachment points, but most of them don't actually do anything. Now, I'm not sure whether this is just an oversight from the dev team saying that, you know what, Britain doesn't have a whole lot of guns running around, so they'd have less reason to make up all of these cool attachments for it, which would work better, obviously, in an American setting. Or whether they just run out of time and just wanted to get something out there just so we've got something to play with whilst we wait for Fallout London to begin. Not really sure. So this one is a one that goes back to the days of World War II and a little bit beyond that. I think this thing even saw service in the Korea War, so it's been around for a long time, this old girl. But I think she does the job because obviously they would have replaced it a little bit faster. The Brits, they know what they're doing most of the time. They created the first tanks in the world. They did pretty well there. I think the only thing that they didn't do great was the L-85s that they made. The horrible, horrible rifles until the A2s came out, then that fixed most of it. That's neither here or there. This thing is cool. Let's get into the customizations. First of all, you've got the receivers. You can whack it all the way up to a powerful auto receiver doing 120 damage with 308 rounds, which feels honestly a little bit weak. So we might have to pull the difficulty down a little bit just so we aren't sponging up the whole video with bullet sponges as is. And the only other customization option there is right now are just glow sights, which is a little bit of a shame. A scope, I think, I don't know if you could mount one there, if you could find room for it. But yeah, there's not a whole lot going on here. You can't even chuck a suppressor on it or extra magazines or anything, but yeah, that's what you get. It's pretty stock standard simple mod as it is, but I think the animations are quite cool, so I guess we'll just get into gameplay right now. Just want to show off the animations in third person in a nice lighting environment to get these out of the way because I think they are noteworthy. So you've got the weird foregrip on the side there. In your tune will actually hold on to that. It's worth mentioning too that I've also got the sound overhaul version of this because this custom sounds, not only are they way too quiet, they're actually out of sync when you use the high rate of fire receivers, but the sound overhaul fixed that and it sounds pretty mean as it goes along. So the animation is like so. You quickly swap the mag around and you pull that charging handle right there, and in first person, much the same. You can't really see what the charging handle is on this side because it's obscured on the other side of the gun, but that's what it looks like. Pretty cool, actually. Quite like these animations. Nice and simple, to the point. Just like this video, maybe? We'll see. Okay, so we're inside a Gunner's Plaza now. We've already seen what this thing looks like, so let's get into shooting stuff and talking performance. You'll note that the sights on this thing, they're not great. When you're firing it, they're rattling around. Already, when you look down the sights, most of your vision is completely cut off. So I think it would benefit quite greatly from a reflex sight or something to that effect, which is great. So, what am I even shooting at? Nothing. So we've got a little bit of aim assist in the fact that they've got floating health bars above them, so we can just aim a little bit below that. But I think we should probably ought to hip fire this thing in close quarters like that. Just because you can't really see anything. Let's rock, says the gunner. The bashing animations are pretty stock standard looking, but they get the job done. Most of the time I don't bash anyway, so I'm not really worried about having that. What was that? Oh, that's a big, big gun. It's a Mark 19. It had a compensator on it for some reason. Anyways, we'll try to hit that guy. There we go. If we try to aim high on these guys, we can actually get a fairly respectable time to kill there, and I think we killed all of them. Losing track of me kills here, and we'll sneak around and see what this one has. Just a gun, a conscript, they'll go down, and we may as well have this thing used a little bit in VATS. We'll get detected in a second. That's okay, we've got rooted. And 1, 2, I'm trying to find those turrets, 3, and we have enough for 4. just. So not the best bat space weapon because, I mean, sure, the amount of damage you get with the crits is going to be pretty monstrous, but you only get 4 shots. So again, a reflex sight would be pretty good for this at the moment. A suppressor wouldn't do too badly either, but you know, maybe it'd make things too easy, right? Feeling like controllability-wise, this thing is basically kicking like nothing at all. And if I'm going to get Molotov, then I can't see. One of the things that I'm wearing is marked as full precision. And if that happens, then if you have these flame effects on you, it just covers the entire screen. I guess being on fire is disorientating, right? It maybe would cause you to lose what you're doing, lose focus on what's around you, maybe. Anyways, we'll go around the corner now, and we're making good time here. Maybe I was a little bit too hard on the damage here at 120, but we seem to be doing fairly okay regardless. I'm gonna stand in the middle of the room and enter VATS again, because one of these cheeky bastards has got a bloody incendiary weapon. Ah, it's the guy next to her. He's got a fucking MG42, that one. Feel the power of the British Empire. There you go, head lost. Got shot so many times here. But that's okay, because we had VATS defense at our backs here. We'll finish you off with our bullets. That'll do. And then we'll suppress this guy as we're coming up to him. Manage to actually get him. Now, normally LMGs tend to have a little bit more ammo than this these days, but I'm making it work. The reload animation here is nice and nippy, so the DPS train doesn't really have to take too long to stop. So I'm actually feeling like this is a pretty decent weapon. I'm not having a terrible time with it. Probably more efficient ways to use your throwaways in terms of combat rifles, but it's not the same. Also, note the UK flags here. This chick's British, did you know that? And it's an action-packed start to the gauntlet here because they decided to start shooting at me before I pressed the record button. Now, one thing I didn't do last time was use this thing in third person and aim down sights using it that way. So now I can see whilst going full auto, which is good stuff. Hello, Gunner Commander. I'm just going to reload very quickly, and now you are in trouble. There you go, basic gunner. He goes down very easily. Suicider, may as well just blow him up. That actually causes damage in this game. And now we're going to try to get out of here as soon as possible because the PA system annoys me. There we go, 4 VAT shots, and we almost brought down a warlord, so that's pretty good. These guys are just notorious for being tanky bastards, so you know you have to hit pretty hard. And hey, that's a laser gun. You can't set me on fire. That's VATS button right there. There we go, that's very nice. You have to figure out which part of this outfit is full precision so I never have to bloody worry about this again. Now where's the big guy? Because against him we probably want to take something in the way of chems. And yeah, even at range, these guys, where'd the mag go? We've lost the magazine. The magazine fell off. We're just playing pretend now. I guess that's why we're not hitting very hard. We'll go for a crit there. Yeah, we're going to be smashing out the crits as much as possible, I think. And come on, what is this? What's happening, game? Bloody hell. And we'll go for some major crits here. There we go. We should be getting a little bit more thanks to concentrated fire. Good enough. Finish him off like that. And just in case that happens again, thank you very much. See how you like being set on fire, hey? And this one's a big legendary bloke. And I think you can tell right now that, you know, Fallout 4 being Fallout 4, we're seeing some of the sponginess come into effect. And taking multiple mags, decent amount of headshots per thing, we don't have the power to take on something like that, so we'll probably end up doing some chemicals. And, ooh, bit of spread on this thing. Maybe I have to sit still and fire this thing to actually get the best effect out of it. And despite blowing up that car, we only did that much damage to that fella. We may as well grind for a crit here, if we can. What is the range on this thing? I gotta check out what the range is, because... Okay, it's 107, whereas the laser gun here with the focuser is 230, so that's terrible range. That explains why at such ranges, we're hitting the super mutants for like less than 20 or around 20. Disgraceful. That needs to be buffed because otherwise it's a close quarters only weapon. There's no real reason to be... thought the green filter was coming in just then. Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, close quarters shredder, I suppose. It's got the rate of fire to back it up, but I think to be fairly competitive, it just needs a little bit more damage here and there. There's a big bear. I think it'd be a polar bear out in this weather. Hopefully the snow and the whiteness here isn't too draining. If people don't like it, I'll switch it out next video. But, you know, I had this outfit that had a white paint for it. It's like an alpine camo, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to use that. And if we can get a lucky crit here with the sneak crit... No, that didn't seem like it worked out. Yeah, look at that damage, just under 40. That's not good enough. What I'm going to do is I'm going to buff up on basically everything. Now, I don't think the Psycho's buff, but if they do, that would be pretty unreal. Now, if we aim down sights and use this thing like that, that's slightly better. I don't know why the damage is varying so much, but with all of those extra things, we get more VAT shots, so that ends up working well. Probably won't end up doing a lot from back here. Definitely not. Now our AP is going to be coming back real slowly because... yeah, because its time is slowed down. Ah, it's those random crits that give me that extra damage. Yeah, Overdrive was a lot better in Fallout 4, if you're wondering. There we go, that guy goes down. We're rotating so fast that Lily can barely bloody keep up with us. So, we've gone to just about one magging super mutants with these buffs. We got a little bit lucky with a couple of the crit rolls here. This guy is not as imposing. Tell you what, those random crit rolls are coming in pretty handy right now. Try to aim for the head. There we go. There's a full mag with one to spare to drop a super mutant warlord. Don't usually do chems, but I think this is the best time to do it. Alright, that guy's got a minigun. I don't have to worry about him. Gonna run right under him. Take some cover on this little thing. And you know what? I'm going to utilize this gunfu thing here. So 1, 2... 3? Do I get another one here? No. Alright, so I'll revoke 2 attacks on that fella. Damn it, we missed the first one. Not good. But we still get the small damage bonus thanks to Gunfu. And we'll execute another crit here. There we go. Let me just reload there, mate. And I think there's a little baby super mutant. Poor bastard. He's a skirmisher in a warlord's world. Definitely not where you'd want to be. And bashing animation, third person. And did I try to push him? I did. I tried to push the super mutant. I think you're getting a little bit ambitious there, Lily. I think he's a little bit bigger than what you are. Your enthusiasm, though, I think is noted. Now, we'll keep going around here. Looks like the doggo's the only thing left. And I think I'd like to get a junkies version and just stack up all of the addictions so I get like all this extra damage, but we'll see how we go. What we'll do is sneak up, and I think we'll pop some of that there Psycho Jet. May as well top up on that, right? There we go. We're hidden now, so we might get a few extra points of damage due to that. Not really. Keep firing at him. There we go, got a full AP bar, so we get 5 shots instead of the 4. And you can see those random crits coming in handy. We'll utilize quick hands to get a reload here before he can even react. I don't think that's a bug, but yeah, honestly, this is going to take a while. So, I might just say, you know what, I'm going to leave you, and then we might find something else. Maybe I'll get a Furious variant. Nice swing and a miss there, mate. Although at this point, I think I'm kind of committed. Unfortunately, there's not much strategy I can really provide here. I can't like cripple his legs to slow him down or anything. This thing appears to be... Well, actually, we might run out of bloody 308s before we even get this done, which, sure. I can accept that. We'll spam some criticals. See how we go. 286, it's not terrible. I guess we'll just run this thing until we're dry. And then we'll execute him with console commands. Whoops, spoiler alert. More Psycho Jet. And before I bloody get staggered here, never mind. Also, you can totally just replay the voice lines over again. If you come in and out of VATs. So, Lily's having the bloody time of her life here. And we'll pop the reload and then go again. Now, actually, if we do get into Nerd Rage, it'll add a couple more multipliers into the mix. So maybe we want to sort of let him batter us for a moment. But we'll keep popping the Psycho Jet just so we can stay on top of this, right? Is that a bloatfly? That's a stingwing. Not relevant. Alright. That is what they call Nerd Rage. And let's begin, shall we? And just in case he wants to, Ooh. I think we're biting off way more than we can chew there. It's just not a weapon to take on things like that. If we had a suppressor, then maybe. Okay, so now we're going to turn the tables a little bit in our direction. Note we're doing 338 damage now because I've got all of these addictions, and this thing has the Junkies prefix. We're still going to have to get really close to actually see any of that damage really connect, but I've also got Psycho Jet on speed dial should we need to slow down time in a very quick fashion. Now, if we can... Nah, we're way too far away. We have to be really close to this guy to actually get this to work. And before you can hit me, we'll go ahead and hit him with a crit there. And you'll note that we only get 2 shots now with this thing in VATS because, well, we just cost ourselves all of that agility from the addictions we have. That's okay, no need to sneak now. But that's much better damage. Junkies in this game, it was messy. You could turn any gun into a monster if you just stack all these multipliers together. Good stuff. So now instead of doing a couple hundred damage, we're doing 1800 with those crits, and that's coming in hot. Let's just sidestep that thanks to, or rather just step out of the way of it. Thanks to the slow down time here, because that just speeds you up. And before you can get to me, I'm gonna quickly slip under here, and oh, he's actually got me that time. And honestly, you've just activated my trap card because that's Nerd Rage active now, and I can reload super quickly. Quick hands, baby. And there you go. Not so funny now, is it, Swan? And you know what? I think after all that, we deserve to have ourselves a Nuka-Cola, and also probably something like a refreshing beverage to clear out all of these addictions. There we go. That's nice. All right, so I think I'll leave it there for the Bren Mark 1. It's been a cool gun to use. I think it looks really good. It feels nice to play with, but the damage numbers do leave a little bit to be desired. But that's okay, because I play on very hard difficulty, and if you want to balance to that, then everything's going to be overpowered for lesser difficulties, which may affect performance, or rather how people enjoy the game. If people think it's overpowered, maybe they will be a little bit less inclined to use it. So where it's at, I think it's okay, and I mean, I'm assuming here I've got no information about Fallout London, but I don't think they'll be running around in power armor or anything able to resist a whole lot of bullets. So I think a weapon like this firing throwaways will be pretty much as much firepower as you ever need in London at the time, because, you know, people would be running up with you with knives and stuff. You could just shoot him with this once, and that'll probably back him off. But I think this is a cool looking gun. It's presented well. It's implemented fairly well. And I would highly recommend it if you like your World War II era and beyond British guns. Thank you very much for watching, guys.